Let me ask you. When you were growing up, did you have an issue with your parents respecting your boundaries?
No.
So did they respect your boundaries? Or did you have any? Let's start there. Did you have any boundaries?
I don't remember having any boundaries. As far as
anything.
like coming in your room and all that kind of stuff. I mean,
anything.
No, I didn't really have any. That I can think of offhand. So as we get into the conversation, then maybe something will come up.
Okay. Do you think, in general, the kind of person you are, do you think you're able to have boundaries in place and respect those boundaries?
Yes.
Oh, it's gonna be a tough
one. You think the type of person anybody can do anything and change?
It's about you.
Okay, it's about me.
It's gonna be a tough one.
Right. Okay, it's gonna be a tough one. Boy, you like to find some issues. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Bring it.
Do you? When I bring
I'm just joking.
Anything,
come on. All right, come on.
I come in peace.
Oh.
I want to start with I love you, and I think we have the power to grow. That's how I'm gonna start this guy. So
this is a good show, boy.
Do you think there are boundaries in place with your relationship with your kids?
Yes, some.
What do you think they are? Give me an example. It doesn't have to be personal. Give me an example.
Okay, like with Malik that lives here with me. He doesn't want you to come in his room unless you knock on the door. That's a boundary. Right?
Do you respect it?
I do now.
Okay, let's go back to when you didn't. Why?
I mean, because I didn't never think it was being disrespectful. First of all,
what?
I'm like, you just walk in the room, open the door. I mean, here's the deal. But here's the deal. Here's the deal.
Here she go.
Here's the deal.
Here you go. Here it goes. I knew it was coming. Here you go.
Here's the deal. You just walk in my room. Oh my God! What? What? I mean, well, so I don't look at it like that. I didn't view it like that. But now,
okay, no, I'm not going to just say that and think.
Okay.
You just proved a little point. He just walks in your room, meaning what?
If he wants, it might just wrong. He come in the room.
Is the door open?
It could be. It could not be. He'll open the door.
Not normally. Is your door open or closed? Normally.
If it's closed, he will open the door.
That's not what I'm asking you.
No. I'm going to give you the answer to the question. So normally it's open, but if it's closed, he'll open the door and come in the room.
Okay.
So what's the difference?
Between what?
If we open the...
But there's no boundary in place. So for you, it may not bother you.
It doesn't bother me.
Exactly. So you don't have an issue with that. But you may have an issue with something else.
Okay.
Like walking in the house with shoes on. Mm-hmm. That's an issue for you. Mm-hmm. You want people to come in and take their shoes off. Right. That's a boundary in place for you. So him coming into your room may not have the same effect as me walking in with my shoes on.
Okay, so what's your boundaries?
Well, we getting.
Let's go.
I think sometimes a part of the issue can be we assume people should just know
our
boundaries and what's right and what's wrong.
Right.
Like, why would you think it's okay if you see my door is closed? Why would you think it's okay to just
I guess
walk in the room?
In other people's situation, because of the relationship, because of the parent-child relationship, so you don't view it as that, as walking in another person's room. So if it was somebody else in the house or something like that, then of course you probably would not. But because of a parent-child relationship, and where I think the problem is, or the problem went wrong, is that as children grow, as they grow older, there should have been conversations about how you want to be treated as a grown up, as an adult, or as a person growing and becoming your own. Like, I would prefer for you to knock on my door. I would prefer like stuff like that. And I think because for me, for being your mother for so long and being able to just go in and out the room, that's just what we did. So not even looking at it, not even seriously thinking about, oh, I'm disrespecting them. I'm doing this. It's just that you so used to, hey, Mikey, what you doing? Open the door. Hey, Shannon, what you doing? So used to it. So it should have been some boundaries set. And I think that's a good way for parents that's raising younger children now is to look at it like that now, because they will eventually change. They will not Well, not all of them, because we can't say that for everybody. They may not want you just walking in their room. Some may be okay with it, but majority of them probably aren't. So set this thing down.
However, I also think, let's bring it back here. I think you being a single parent and you being in there by yourself and being the dominant force have a lot to do with it too. Because me putting a boundary in place at a certain point is now you giving up some of your power and some of your control.
That's not just for a single parent, Mikey. That's with everybody.
I'm talking about with you.
No, but that's
I'm talking about our household. That's what
yeah, okay. But I just think that's...
Well, I'm saying because we had an episode where you said that, being a single mother was hard and you didn't want the kids to rule and reign over the house and X, Y, and Z. So by me asking you, hey, before you invade my space, I need you to do this, that can be perceived as you losing control.
We could have a conversation about it. Okay, I'm growing, I'm older, and then you got to have some trust factor too. You got to have some trust factor within your children. Like, you was a whippersnapper growing up. Mm-hmm. So did I want your door closed? I mean, let's be honest.
I shared room with Malik.
Well, y'all door wasn't even closed during that time.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I mean, you said growing up. I'm like,
but as you got older, you still was a whippersnapper for some time.
Okay.
So did I want the door closed?
What you think I'm in there doing?
I don't know what you could be doing. Who knows what y'all could be doing in there? Who knows? I mean, your parents have to be you just be protective. You just want to make sure. No, seriously, in the day's time, you keep looking all you want to. You wait till you ever have a child if you ever had one. In the day's time and in your time, if you ever have a child, you want to make sure that your children are okay. Well, I said it on the last episode. I'm gonna say it again. So when you put boundaries in place, okay, fine, can't come in the room. Well, all of a sudden now you start thinking, the wheels start spinning. Okay, so why the door shut all the time? But then you get to a point where you get comfortable with the door shut. But, however, still, when you say boundaries, like, I would rather have the door open 99.9% of the time.
Okay, let's remove from the door. I don't want to get stuck on.
Okay, okay.
So, what does having boundaries in place say to you about the relationship? Because you've communicated, now you feel like you got to tread a certain way or do certain things.
Right, because it all depends on what the boundaries is. Like, what are the boundaries? Like, let's name some boundaries. Like when you get your own place, you can't come over your house unannounced? Is that a boundary?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't want me to come to your house unless I call you and say, can I come over today?
See, I think no, because...
I mean, I can see if somebody was popping up your house every day. That's a bit much. But, so what's a boundary?
Let's use that example.
Okay.
If you wanted to come over, yeah, let me know first. Hey, I'm in town.
Oh, hey, I'm coming to town. See.
Can I stop by while I'm in town? Is something wrong with saying that?
It just sounds stupid to me.
Why? What is wrong with asking your child for permission?
It's not about asking your child for permission. I don't even look at it as asking your child for permission. But I'm asking my child for permission to come see them. It just sounds so...
You made it because they may not want to be bothered at the moment. They could be doing something. They could be about to leave out. Like, you just never know what the situation is.
Okay, so why do I have to ask permission? But why do we have to ask permission? Just say, hey, Mike, I'm in town. I'm going to stop by. And you would say, well, I'm going to leave out, something like that. So why? Because it seems like you got to have permission. It takes it to a whole new level of, dang, I got to have permission to come see my child today? Oh, well, you just say, hey, I'm in town. I was going to stop past. You're like, oh, no, I'm going to go somewhere. I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay, so when you say, hey, I'm in town by the stop, are you...
I'm letting you know.
See...
But what's wrong with that?
But listen.
What's wrong with you just saying...
Listen to what I'm saying.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm hearing it in an asking and in a telling kind of fashion. So I don't view it as you're being intrusive. I don't view it like that. I view it as both. You asking me like, yo, not like yo, but I'm saying, I'm in town, I'm about to stop past. At that point, I can say, hey, I got something to do, or X, Y, and Z.
Right.
However,
but you want me to say...
However, that little inch I'm giving you with, hey, I'm in town, must I pass? Snowballs into
so how
other things.
So how is it when the children come to the parents' house?
What? What do you mean? How is it?
I mean, you just show up?
Yeah.
Why? Because it's a parent's house?
That's the house.
What?
That's the house.
Okay, because that's the house. That's the main house.
Exactly. That's the main.
That's the main house.
Why are you doing that? Yeah.
No, you doing it.
Yes, that's the main.
That's
house.
the main house. So we can just go over there anytime we want to.
Yeah.
I mean, I say it's a two-way street with y'all. It's a two-way street. I mean,
but don't act like that, Bob. Don't act like that.
It doesn't bother me.
So why are you making it?
I don't care if y'all stop past. I don't care if we stop past. But to have, I gotta have permission.
Yes.
You can't.
Yes.
Don't get your mouth all twisted up.
Let's give you an example. You wanted to come over the other day because y'all went in town. And you had a whole elaborate plan. You wanted Miss Eugene to show me how to do this, to show me how to build cabinets, how to do how to paint. You wanted to show me y'all. My point is, you had an agenda. You had something that
No, he wasn't showing you how to build a cabinet.
My point is, you had an agenda. Did you or did you not?
We was coming over there to see you. And we want to say some things with you.
Exactly. At that point, you should have asked, hey, this is what we want to do, X, Y, and Z.
Okay.
I'm not for all that today. No, I ain't.
Oh, okay.
Today,
okay.
no. Today's not a good day for all
Okay.
That. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
But why do you take it so personal? Why is this?
I'm not taking it personal.
Oh, you said it's,
okay. I mean, okay. So from now on, I know if we want to show you something, we want to show you something. You just need to ask me.
I'm talking about. Forget the example. The boundary thing. Period. Like, why is it such a?
Because it is such a like. I mean, I guess for me, and I had to get used to how you all are.
As adults.
Period.
As adults, because a part of that thinking is you're still looking at us as
no, because I'm not saying that because because eras have changed. Eras have changed because if that was my mother and father, and they said they was going to do something, it was just like okay. The times have changed with how children handle their parents. Some, I'm not because I can't speak for everybody, but times have changed how you handle your parent opposed to how we handled our parents back in the day. It's a different.
What's the difference?
It's a difference because if my mama said she was coming past, she didn't need no reason. Penny, I'm coming over. Okay, as long as I was home. Okay, and if I wasn't home and she had the key, I didn't care.
Your mom had a key to your house?
Yeah, she had the key. Not that she used it.
So,
but I mean, but it wouldn't. None of that would have mattered to me.
So when Shannon first moved out, was you like that?
Was like what?
I'm coming over today.
We just go over. I can't remember because Shannon been gone for so long. I can't remember, Mikey.
But do you see how
I see how
a lot of your a lot of
my things is stem from right. So now you have to change how from one generation to the next generation handles things. And that's what I said. The conversations come into play, and even if I don't agree with it, because that's what you want, then we had to respect. I had to respect y'all boundaries and get used to it. Look, here's the deal. I'd rather get used to dealing with it than lose my children in the process. I ain't gonna argue about coming over there. Does it hurt your Does it hurt your feelings? Oh yeah, it hurts my feelings. What's
the why though?
Because it's how it is. It's just how I've been wired. This is how it is. But however, I can unwire myself.
So what do you do? So what do you do with that?
What
do you do with it? Like when your feelings are hurt by boundaries being in place, what do you do with those feelings? What do you do with those? What do you do?
I'm going to say you learn how to deal with it and move on. Because is it worth destroying our relationship? Oh, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, well, so I got to call you and tell you I want to come over. I ain't going through all that. I ain't going through all of it. First, the most important thing, I ain't going through all of it for my peace of mind, for my health, and the way I want to live my life. I ain't going through all that. I'm not going to force anybody to change and be different and be what I want them to be. Because here's the thing. Even if I force you to change and be different and you confide to what I think you should do, it ain't going to work anyway because you really don't want to do it.